Hey, this is Hira Babu and you are watching Programming Script on YouTube. In this lecture, we will learn about a Spring AOP concept, that is a concept behind modularity, right? So, we will understand what is modularity. Okay, modularity is as a aspect like we used to do concept, OOPS concept in core Java, we have everything we have as a class, right? So the key unit of OOPS concept, we can say that is a class, right? But in AOP, aspect oriented programming, everything is a aspect, means the key unit of modularity is an aspect. Okay, so just as like we are using object oriented programming and we are using everything as a class, right? So here we will use aspect. Why aspect? Because AOP breaks the program logic into distinct parts, you can say, or you can say a concern, a different concern, right? Different distinct part means unique parts, we can say, right? So as I told you, AOP breaks the program into like unique parts. That parts are known as concern. So we used to increase modularity in the program by cross-cutting concern. Cross-cutting concern is a concern. It is a special parts, you can say unique parts, you can say that that can affect the whole application and can be centralized in one location in the code, right? So that it is possible to do certain work like transaction management, we can say authentication, we can say logging, we can say security, we can say. So these type of things we can implement using the AOP concept. Okay, so let's connect in the coding part and understand how we are going to do in the Spring AOP and understand the coding. Okay, let's connect. So I'm going to create the program, a class first. Right click and you can create a class here. So I'm going to create a class. I'm going to give the name as class A, you can write, or as you think you can write, right? So I have created a class that is known as class A in the package com.programming script, and inside that class I am going to write a method. So method name you can give anything, right? So let's see, if I am going to write a public method, it will return void, null, nothing it will return. And I am giving m1 as a method, right? You can give as per your uh, the naming conversion, you can give the any name. So I am giving a console message here, console message system.println, and I am passing कि this is an actual business logic, right? So this is a this method is going to give a console message like this. What it will give? This is an actual business logic. So it contains this method contains actual business, you can say this class is also containing the business logic, and m1 is going to print the message, right? So let's we have an interface that we are going to implement in the next class. I'm going to write another class. You can give any name, but I'm going to give a name in such a way that you can understand. So I'm going to write before advice. Okay, you can give any name. I told you. Okay, before advisor example. Yes, you can leave, no problem. Or you can give a method. Main method is not required here. So let's say we have a class before advisor. Okay, I will giving a name as a before advisor, and now my class is going to implement a interface, right? To implement an interface, we use to write a keyword implements, and I'm going to write the method name method before advisor. Okay, so we have a interface in the AOP, right? So Spring has a AOP package, and in that we have a method before advice, right? So we are going to implement those method that is here. So I have a method here, you can see. Let me zoom out first. Now you can see we have a method. What we have method before, right? Name tell what is telling that if you are going to do anything, then this method will get called, right? So what we have, we have a method argument, we have argument object argument and object argument 2 we have. So what is this argument like a method, understand, this is like a method and this is a object argument, right? So you can give name object arguments as args, and this is object argument as a target, right? So we can say target parameter is this, right? So now this method will give you a simple console message. What it will give you, this is additional concern before actual method. Okay, so we have these two classes we have done. Next what we are going to do, like in the last lecture I have told you we have an application context, and application context will contain all the beans, right? So we are going to create 3 beans, one for class A, and second for advisor class, and third for proxy factory bean. Okay, so what is that? Let's understand first. So let's understand here. We have a bean inside this, right? This one. So we are going to copy 3 times here because we need 3 beans, right? What need 3 beans we required. So we are going to write first id as a object. Okay, you can give any name as per your understanding, and the class is belongs to the package, right? So I'm going to give this name. So this class, so package we have to write, and then the class, right? A class we have this. Okay, now what we have to do, same thing we have to repeat in the other two, right? But we are going to create object for, let's see, we have an object for before advisor we have VA. Okay, so just we have to understand this very basic concept, right? So object we have, VA we have, and another I have told you that we are going to create a proxy factory bean. So what is the proxy factory bean? Okay, so in the AOP, in the Spring AOP, we have a Spring let's see, we are going here first and let you know. So in the Spring framework, right, in the Spring framework, and we have a AOP, right? So I have not copied the AOP, so I'm going to write AOP, and then we have a package name as framework. So this framework package will contain proxy factory. Okay, so we are going to write proxy factory and then bean, right? So this is a class. I'm going to create a proxy as a bean ID, so you will understand better. Okay, so we are going to write the attribute for this bean. So how we'll do, like this. Okay, so let's see the property is there, so property tag is there, and you can write the property name here, right? So what is the name of the property? We have a target as a name, and reference you can pass the object. So which object we are going to pass? The OBJ, the first class A. Okay, then we are going to write a property tag here again. Okay, and the name will be interceptor name you have to pass, right? Interceptor you have to pass, scepter. Okay, interceptor names, right? So what are the names we have? So you have to pass this pass here, right? So what are the names? Let's see, and we are going to write here. So in the list, how we are going to, how we used to pass the list as a name. So we are going to pass the list like this. Okay, so in this we have to pass the values, right? We already knows these things right now, values. Okay, so in the values tag we have to pass the object as BA. When we pass this object BA, it will create, what happened, not value, sorry, it's value, fine. So we have a list of values here, and it will get all the inceptor names will be here. So understand what is the bean factory class is here, right? Proxy, sorry, proxy factory bean. Proxy factory is a class that provides that is provided by the Spring framework, and it contains two properties: the target and the inceptor name. First, what is target, and other is inceptor names, right? So keep in the mind what I have told you. It contains two properties: target and inceptor names. The instance of class A will be considered as a target here, and the instance of advisor class as inceptor. So you need to pass the advisor object as a list object, or you can say in this XML file, right? So application context will be loaded on the first time when the application will load, right? So how we will do that? The proxy class is written something like that. You have a class proxy factory, and inside we have two object, target object we have, and another list type of list we have, inceptors, right? So that we have to understand. Okay, so let's now understand. Let's call the actual method where we have to write in the test, where we have a main method. So here we have a main method. How we will do that? As you know, we have two ways to do that, right? Application context we can load. So I am going to write resource, right? You can use application context also, no problem. So we have our resources here. Okay, we have a sorry, context is different. We have a resources here. So resource object will be created only based on the new class path resource, and this resource we have to pass as application context name, right? So I'm going to pass application context dot xml, right? We have the name. So I have passed this one, and now I'm going to import this, where it will be in the, we can say, IO package, right? IO. So we have here. Now what we have to write? We have to write a bean factory, right? Bean factory should be here, bean factory should be here, and then the factory object. So we have a factory as an object equal to whatever we have a resource, we have to pass in the XML bean, right? So pass XML bean, we have XML bean factory, and pass as a resource R, right? So we have here. Now what we have to write? Factory we have already. So write a factory object that we have created here. Then getWins you can write. So in the getWins we can pass as argument and the value, right? So what we have to write here? We have to write the proxy as a ID name, and the class. What is the class name? A dot class we have, right? So we can pass here. So what we will get here? We will get object of A obj. We get object of A. So now one more thing, I think you have to type fast, right? So this is the, so I'm getting a thing. Let me save. Sorry, we have not passed it here. So we have the data here. Now we can pass A obj. We have the data name M1. We have a method, so we can pass. Right click and run the program, and let's see, understand the concept here. So see, the additional concern before the actual method is going to call first, and then the actual business logic is calling, right? So as you can see the output here, you have what we have understand. first additional concern is calling, and then actual business logic is calling. So similarly, if you are working for transaction logging and any other things, right, that I told you for security purpose, those things, so you will get first your concern will get called, and then actual business logic will get called. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you have any doubts, let me connect with comment on the YouTube. Okay, thank you.